There's a moment when you're watching and nothing looks different, but it doesn't feel the same. Hi, my name is Stina. Welcome back to my channel. Before I get into this, I want to be crystal clear about the lens I'm using. I'm not a psychologist nor a mental health professional. My background is in communication, and I've noticed I have a pretty strong tendency to pick up on patterns, especially in how things are presented and how that shapes what we see. And that's the lens I'm using to look at something I've been noticing for quite a while now. This isn't about the people who completely stopped watching the Hidden True Crime channel. If you unsubscribed, blocked the channel, and moved on, this video really isn't for you. And it's not about people who never questioned anything and just kept watching like nothing had changed. This is about the people in the middle, the ones who are aware of what happened, but still find themselves clicking on certain cases to get their take on it. And somewhere in that experience, there's a small shift. Not enough to stop watching, but enough to notice. A moment where you think, this isn't feeling or landing the same way it used to. And the reason people are still watching, even with that feeling, isn't random. There are two very different signals happening at the same time, in my opinion. On one side, you have presentation. Lauren has a background in broadcast journalism. She's very controlled in how she delivers information. Clear, structured, steady. She's very good. Excellent at that. So when you're watching, it feels organized. It feels like you're being guided through the case in a way that makes sense. On the other side, you have perceived expertise. John is introduced as a forensic psychologist. He's a doctor. He has a PhD. And whether we realize it or not, that signals authority. There's a concept in communication and psychology, sometimes called social proof through expertise or authority bias, where we naturally give more weight to someone in that role. So even if something about him felt off during the controversy, that signal doesn't just disappear. So now we have two things happening at the same time. Something in the back of your mind remembers what happened, but what you're watching still feels credible. It's presented well, it sounds informed, it feels structured, and that creates a very specific kind of tension. And it doesn't usually show up as a clear thought either. It's more like this: I know something happened, but this is still interesting. You're still interested in the cases. Or, I don't feel the same about this, but I'm still watching. Or, why am I still watching this if something about it still feels off? That's not confusion. That is cognitive dissonance. There's two signals happening at the same time: discomfort and perceived credibility. There's also a small but noticeable shift in how things are presented. And this one is easy to miss if you're not looking at it. Not in every video, but in certain uploads, you'll see John and Lauren sitting side by side, talking through a case together. And that's different from the earlier format, where it often felt more like separate roles, separate screens, separate perspectives. When they're in the same frame, it feels more unified, more like a shared interpretation instead of two distinct viewpoints. And even if nothing specific is being said, that visual change still affects how it lands. It's not that the content completely changed at all. It is that your awareness of it did. And once that awareness shifts, you don't go back to watching the same way again. So for some people, nothing changed. For others, everything did. And for the people in the middle, the ones who stayed and noticed, this is where that feeling comes from. If this is the kind of thing you're interested in, looking at what's happening beneath the surface, make sure you're subscribed. And if you felt this shift too, I'd really like to hear your experience in the comments. That kind of feedback actually helps shape what I cover next. Thank you for visiting with me today. See you soon.